It's time for the Luke Howard Show Live! Thank you very much, thank you! Good morning all and welcome to a brand new week of the one and the only show, The Luke Howard Show. It's 10 a.m. on Monday the 18th of May. Hope everyone's well and I hope everyone's had a wonderful weekend. It's a brand new week, fresh new stuff this week, fresh news and a whole lot more. Got lots of things to talk about this week as well. We've got some great shows lined up. On the show tomorrow, I'm going to be interviewing, it's an exclusive interview. I shall be interviewing Piers Bloomfield about his views about what's going on at the moment, and he's going to say everything he can about the show. The wonderful Piers Bloomfield. So I shall be interviewing him live on the show tomorrow because Tuesday. Our Tuesday show is live, and then Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday is recorded. So that's what's happening tomorrow. So to let everybody know that tomorrow we've got an exclusive interview with Piers Bloomfield. So that's tomorrow on the show at 10:25. So we can join us then. The show's on from 10, yeah, but with interviews, the interview with him is at 10:25. So yeah, hope everyone's well. How are you? I hope you had a nice one again, as I just said again. And I had a great Sunday. You know, I had a bit of a rest and went walking, and we got back, and then I've been taking up yoga. I haven't told anybody yet. Yep, I'm taking up yoga, and it's very, very good actually. Just to, go everything through your mind and all of that. It's a very good thing to do. Yoga's a brilliant thing, and if I was you, I would do it because it's very good. I've been doing it from Yogi Tea website, which is a tea website called Yogi Tea, of course. And on that website, they've got all videos about how to do yoga. Now, it's amazing. You've just got to go onto the internet and put www.yogitea.com, and then it will come up. And then you go to About Yogi, and then scroll down. It says Yoga Videos. You click on Yoga Videos, and everything you need to know is on there. From videos from top to bottom, it's all on there. Right, okay, let's talk about what's in the news today. Now, we're going to start off with news that was over the weekend. Now, I'm sure you saw this. Did you see it? You don't know what it is yet because I haven't seen it. There's a new film that was set to be coming out a few weeks ago called No Time to Die, and it featured Daniel Craig of James Bond. Now, the new Bond film, it flicked No Time to Die, has become the most expensive film ever. £200 million they spent on that film, would you believe? The huge bill is revealed in accounts that it was released by a production firm, B25. Now, it means that the firm 25th is in the series, and Daniel Craig's last ever 007 film this is, as a co-stellar than the two previous Bonds. Now, in 2015, Spectre was the one he did. That cost 182 million, and then Skyfall back in 2012, which cost 138 million pounds. So just a little bit cheaper than Spectre. So besides the layish localness of the set pieces, the film has been dodged by problems. Director Danny Boyle quit over the script in 2018 and was replaced by American Carrie Flickenzy. Filming was delayed by 4 months. Then star Greg, 52, hurt his ankle on the set. So, an explosion. This is at Pinewood Studios in Buckinghamshire. This is, and it left a crew member injured. And when the COVID-19 pandemic shut cinemas, its release was switched from April to November this year. So filming was wrapped last of December B25 and spent £199,500 million. The cost would have been 47 million more, but for a tax scheme allowed for encouraging filmmaking at the UK-based studios. The budget is now 250 times that for the first Bond, Dr. No, in 1962. Now, Craig has said the film will be up loose ends from his time as Bond, which he began in 2006. He said the movie is about reconnecting him as Casino Royale, really, and that's what we've managed to do. So, amazing story, but very sad. It's very sad that they've had to push it on till November. Of course, they have to do it because they have to follow government guidelines, and everywhere's shut at the moment. Cinemas are shut. So, good on them. And I'm sure it's still going to go ahead this year. And very good. But well done. Well done to them for pushing it till November. And, so it's going to go ahead in November. Right, okay, so now I'm having a bit of a moan because seasides and parks are packed with people. Yes, again, now I had a moan about this last week. No one is listening to social distancing rules apparently in parks and seasides. Everyone's close up to each other, chatting. St James's Park, I believe this is. Is it a park? Manchester. It was absolutely packed, and at Whiteley Bay, the beach was packed. And then in Sutton Coldfield, there was traffic all down the roads because there was a funeral and it slowed all cars down. And then there was a huge traffic jam on the main roads as well. So masks have been given to police officers that may have been taken and detective. It has been revealed that West Yorkshire Police has recalled all of the subject supplies and investigations and are underway to find out if other forces have also been scammed. The masks were supplied by the National Police Chiefs Council, which produces much of the PPE equipment used by policing teams across the country. A spokesman said that a small number were issued to frontline staff and they were quickly recalled. The recalled masks remained quantified and are expected standards. We are committed to a rigorous quality assurance process to ensure that we provide the highest standard of PPE. Okay, so the National Crime Agency, which investigates serious and organised crime, has been warning about the sale of fake and detective masks and other PPE since the start of the coronavirus crisis. So criminal confronting gangs turned their attention from designer goods to medical equipment, and the crisis loomed at the start of the year. Now in March, in Turkey, police swapped on a sweatshop in Istanbul and seized 1 million authorised masks and arrested 5 people. The Police Federation union that looks after the interests of police officers would not comment, saying a criminal investigation was underway. And so I think it's pathetic though that everyone's still going to beaches and parks. But it's a beautiful sunny day. It's going to get really hot this week, so why not go? But it's sort of easing though at the moment, but slowly, not fast, slowly is what is happening at the moment. Now, a programme that starts tonight is what I want to talk about, but I think we're going to talk about that later. Harry's Heroes, which is on ITV, which starts at 9 tonight. But I don't really want to talk about that until we talk about what is on the telly tonight. So we'll do that when we're talking about telly. Right, so let's move on now because Italy family takes in the US teacher for lockdown. Now, an American teacher caught in the pandemic in Italy, she spent lockdown with her host family, and she had just met and coped with playing the ukulele. So, Carilli Queen went to Isco in Lombardy to teach at the end of February, but lockdown measures began days later. So the Oho negative 30 stayed and spent 8 weeks unable to leave her host's house, but doesn't regret it. She said, maybe I'm supposed to pass, maybe I'm supposed to go, and was back home and would be alone. And Miss Queen, she faced anxiety over whether to fly home, but Lucia Quinley, 53, Alessandro Mussel, 58, and sons Credency, 14, and Aphrodite, 12, took her under their wing. She said that they sat me down and told me I was welcome to stay. The teacher who can now go outside for exercise, she passed the time playing the ukulele. She was putting on home concerts with her hosts. She said we had to with their hosts, but we had to think about how we could make her comfortable and and she said that we don't want to give into fear and panic. And Miss Queen added that sometimes people are put in your lives for a reason. Now, Hollywood's Damien, he loves life standard in Ireland, and he even has his life into it for his children. Now, Matt Damon, he says that enjoying the luck of the Irish after coronavirus left him locked from Dublin. Now, before we move on to this story, I do want to apologise that we do speak a lot about this. I don't know why, but on this show we do talk a lot about it because we have to talk a lot about it. We have to. We have to get it out there sometimes about it. So social distancing and global travel restrictions kicked in Damon, and he stayed on the efficient Dalkey area where stars including Bono have homes. Wife Luciana Burrell and 3 of their 4 children had travelled to be with him during filming, and he says that the unexpected hitches have been a fairy tale. It's incredible. This is one of the most beautiful places we've ever been, said Damien, 49. We had teachers with us because we were planning in missing school for about 8 weeks. So we've got what nobody else has, which is actual live human beings treating with other kids. The actor told Irish radio station that Spin 1038, the eldest daughter, Alexa, had contracted COVID-19 at college in New York, but she got through it fine. Meanwhile, he and the other children are enjoying the spring sunshine under Irish rules. People have to stay within 2 kilometres of their house, but Damon said that within 2 kilometres of here, there's trees and forests and woods and ocean. Last month, the star was pictured with a bulging shopping bag sparking in speculation, and he'd stocked up a Guinness, but he said that he contacted Towers after he had a swim in the outdoor pool. So, I'm sure that's quite good what he's been doing, to be honest with you, but I think he's following the guidelines and everything, but he likes to go out there and, I suppose, like everybody else, I suppose. So, let's talk about chefs now, because the TV chef Hugh Fearnley-Whittinglow has been cooking ready meals to help vulnerable people, which I think is a very nice thing to do, to be honest with you. That is a very nice thing to do. The 53-year-old was spotted wearing a mask and gloves as he handed over crates of food from his River Cottage headquarters to Devon-based Project Food. The charity is making sure that those stuck inside have plenty to eat. It tweeted that thank you to Hugh FW and the whole team at River Cottage for another delivery for the meals. We are pleased to be supporting women in a local refuge, but only with those meals, but the boxes of the fruit and veg too. Well done. So a heating engineer raised £1,000 though to buy a new boiler for a 92-year-old man to keep warm during lockdown. What's the point of keeping warm in lockdown though? It's a beautiful sunny hot day. I mean, what's the point? But maybe he's getting it ready for the winter, I suppose. So, Will Long of Abbots Langley. I know Abbots Langley very well because this is in Hertfordshire. Abbots Langley. Where's Abbots Langley? I know it's around this area somewhere, but I'm not quite sure whereabouts. It must be the West End of Val County. But he has not had any hot water or central heating since his old boiler broke last October. Winston Davis, 37, from Watford, was contacted by charity Hearts Help after one of Mr. Long's neighbours found him using the gas hob to heat his home. Mr. Davis, who launched a Facebook page appeal, said, doing one small thing can make a huge difference, which is absolutely incredible. So well done to him. So, Sandra now, she helped hubby Harry bank latest home victory. So since hanging up his magical jacket in 2017, we have seen a lot of Mr. Redknapp and his house on the television screens. He famously won the Jungle Crown in I'm a Celebrity in 2018, and we all know that he's going to have a new programme coming on next week, which is what we're going to talk about later on the show. Or should we talk about it now? Let's talk about this now. So last week, they were in the back garden, and Harry showed us how to keep his 2 bulldogs amused during the lockdown and how to keep your dog happy at home. So on Friday, they all joined him at a South Coast retreat, this time for the home fixture. In this latest venture, though, he very much plays a second fiddle to son Jamie, who takes the leading role for his 6-part football entertainment show owing on the ongoing lockdown. The pair, along with the fellow co-host comedian Tom Davis and guests, can only get together via video link. So this is hence the reason for another visit to Harry Redknapp's beachside gaff, as they say, where he to feel that sport should hold in your lives. And Sir Jamie well perched on a kitchen stool in front of his pool table before we were welcomed into the homes of athlete Dinah Asher Smith, flanked by Sports Personality of the Year award, footballer Troy Diddy, beside Artie Flower Potts and West Ham skipper Mark Noble, with an unspoiling portrait of a lion on his wall. The most interesting of these home visits But however, they became a curiosity of boxing promoter. This is Eddie Hearn, although a glimpse of Harry's wife Sandra appearing, disappearing, and then disappearing behind her husband's shoulder like a sandbank spook came a close second. So